Some memories never fade. They have fur, bright eyes, and the gift of loving us without saying a word. Because every dog carries a story, and maybe a part of yours. Get ready to discover more than a breed. Discover a lifelong companion.
The German Shepherd is one of the most extraordinary breeds in the canine world, and their capabilities go far beyond what most people imagine. These impressive dogs possess approximately 225 million olfactory receptors, compared to the mere 6 million that we humans have. To put this in perspective, imagine if your nose were 37 times more powerful than it is now. You would be able to smell things you never imagined existed. But it's not just the number of receptors that makes the German Shepherd special. The part of these dogs' brains dedicated exclusively to analyzing odors is proportionally 40 times larger than ours. This means they not only sense smells more intensely, but also process this information in an incredibly sophisticated way, creating an olfactory map of the world that we simply cannot comprehend. The surface of the olfactory epithelium inside a German Shepherd's nose covers approximately 170 square centimeters, while ours covers only 3 square centimeters. This massive difference in sensory area is one of the reasons why these dogs can detect odors in concentrations of parts per trillion. To understand how impressive this is, imagine detecting a single drop of substance diluted in 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools full of water. That's exactly what a German Shepherd's nose can do. This extraordinary sensory capability didn't appear out of nowhere. Over more than a century, the German Shepherd breed was carefully developed and selected by breeders who sought not only physical appearance, but mainly exceptional functional capabilities. Captain Max von Stephanitz, considered the father of the German Shepherd breed, initiated the systematic development of the breed in 1899 in Germany. His goal was to create the perfect working dog, combining intelligence, strength, endurance, loyalty, and sharp sensory capabilities. Von Stephanitz rigorously selected only the best specimens for breeding, those that demonstrated not only adequate physical conformation, but also stable temperament, rapid learning ability, and dedication to work. This intensive selection over generations resulted in a breed that today excels in virtually any task assigned to it, from herding sheep to police work, search and rescue, assistance to people with disabilities, and now, medical detection. The physical structure of the German Shepherd is perfectly adapted for intensive olfactory work. Their nostrils are wide and mobile, allowing them to direct airflow in an optimized manner. The elongated muzzle provides abundant space for complex nasal structures called turbinates, which are basically bony shelves covered with mucosa that dramatically increase the surface area available for capturing odor molecules. When a German Shepherd inhales deeply during scent work, the air doesn't simply travel in a straight line to the lungs. A significant portion of this air is directed specifically to the olfactory region in the upper part of the nasal cavity, where it remains long enough for molecules to be captured and analyzed. During exhalation, the air is expelled in a way that doesn't interfere with new air entering, allowing the dog to maintain a constant flow of olfactory information. The intelligence of the German Shepherd is another crucial factor that makes them ideal for cancer detection. In canine intelligence rankings developed by psychologist Stanley Coren, who evaluated 138 different breeds, the German Shepherd consistently appears among the top 3 positions. These dogs are capable of learning a new command with only 5 repetitions on average. Compare this to less intelligent breeds that may need 30, 40, or even 100 repetitions to learn the same command. Additionally, German Shepherds obey the first command 95% of the time, demonstrating not only learning ability, but also focus and desire to please their handlers. This combination of sharp intelligence and willingness to work is essential when it comes to training complex behaviors like discrimination between cancerous and non-cancerous samples among hundreds of confounding odors. The temperament of the German Shepherd is balanced in a unique way that makes them perfect for medical work. They are courageous without being aggressive, confident without being arrogant, alert without being hyperactive. A well-bred and socialized German Shepherd remains calm even in stressful environments like hospitals or clinics, where there are intense odors, loud noises, and constant movement of people. They tolerate touching and handling by strangers, important when working directly with patients. Their natural loyalty means they develop strong bonds with their handlers, creating a working partnership based on mutual trust and intuitive communication. This connection between dog and handler is fundamental to success in detection work, where the handler needs to interpret subtle signals from the dog, and the dog needs to trust that the handler will understand when they're signaling a discovery. Physically, the typical adult German Shepherd weighs between 30 and 40 kilograms, an ideal size for detection work. They are large enough to be robust and capable of working long hours without excessive fatigue, but not so large that they become difficult to transport, handle in confined spaces, or accommodate in training facilities. Their athletic build, with deep chest, strong limbs, and well-developed musculature, provides the physical endurance necessary for work sessions that can last several hours. German Shepherds are naturally active active and need regular mental and physical stimulation, which means that detection work is not just something they do, but something they genuinely enjoy because it satisfies their innate needs for purpose and mental challenge. The German Shepherd's double coat, consisting of dense undercoat and longer guard hair, protects them in various weather conditions but requires regular maintenance, especially when working in clinical environments where hygiene is a priority. German Shepherds used in medical detection receive frequent baths, daily brushing, and regular veterinary checks to ensure they are always clean and healthy. Their erect and expressive ears are not just breed characteristics, but also functional, allowing excellent hearing that complements their exceptional sense of smell. Many handlers report that they can observe subtle changes in a German Shepherd's ear position to detect when the dog has identified something of interest even before they execute the trained signaling behavior. The process of selecting a German Shepherd puppy for medical detection training begins early, often when the puppies are only 8 weeks old. Experienced trainers observe entire litters looking for specific characteristics. The ideal puppy demonstrates intense curiosity, actively investigating new objects and environments instead of showing shyness or fear. They must be socially confident, approaching strangers with interest instead of retreating. Motivation for toys is carefully evaluated because many programs use play as the primary reward during training. A puppy that demonstrates obsession with fetching a ball or tug of war will likely be highly motivated during toy reward-based training. Another common test is the retrieval test, where an object is thrown and it's observed whether the puppy runs after it, picks up the object, and crucially, returns with it. Puppies that pick up the object but get distracted or run away are generally less suitable for detection work that requires sustained focus. Testers also evaluate the puppy's reaction to sudden loud sounds. The ideal puppy may be startled initially, but recovers quickly and goes to investigate the source of the sound, demonstrating courage and quick recovery from surprises. Touch sensitivity is evaluated by manipulating the puppy's paws, ears, and mouth. Those that tolerate manipulation calmly are preferred because they will need to tolerate frequent veterinary exams and possible direct interaction with patients. Once selected, the German Shepherd puppy begins intensive socialization even before starting formal detection training. Between 8 weeks and 6 months of age, the puppy is exposed to hundreds of different people, varied environments including hospitals, clinics and laboratories, various types of flooring and surfaces, loud noises like alarms and medical equipment, and potentially stressful situations. This extensive socialization builds confidence and ensures that the adult dog will remain calm and focused in any work environment. In parallel, basic obedience training is implemented, teaching fundamental commands like sit, down, stay, come when called, and walk on a loose leash. These commands form the foundation upon which more complex detection training will be built. Formal medical detection training typically begins when the German Shepherd is between 6 months and 1 year old, after the olfactory system is fully developed and basic behavioral maturity has been achieved. The first weeks focus on teaching the fundamental concept of odor search. The trainer begins with a very strong and distinct odor, often using essential oil or another substance with an intense smell. The odor is placed in one of several identical containers. The dog is encouraged to sniff the containers, and when they find the one with the target odor, they receive immediate and enthusiastic reward. Initially, many German Shepherds find the correct container by trial and error, but within a few sessions, most dogs begin to understand that they are being rewarded specifically for finding the target odor. As the German Shepherd masters this basic concept, training progresses to making the target odor less obvious. The concentration is gradually reduced, forcing the dog to discriminate increasingly subtle odors. Distractor odors are added to containers without the target to teach the dog to ignore irrelevant smells. The number of containers is increased from 3 or 4 to 8. 10, or even 20, making the search more challenging and time-consuming. The type of container is varied to ensure the dog is responding to odor and not visual or tactile cues. Sessions are kept short, typically 10 to 15 minutes, to avoid mental fatigue and maintain high motivation. German Shepherds are intelligent dogs that can become bored with excessive repetition, so skilled trainers keep sessions dynamic and interesting. When the dog demonstrates solid competence in basic odor search, training advances to introduction of real medical samples. This is a crucial moment in training. The German Shepherd is presented for the first time with urine, breath, or blood samples from patients diagnosed with cancer. Initially, these samples are highly concentrated and presented very directly. A typical arrangement might involve 5 containers, 4 containing samples from healthy individuals and 1 containing a sample from a cancer patient. The dog investigates each container systematically. When they reach the container with the cancerous sample, many German Shepherds demonstrate observable behavioral change even before formal training, perhaps sniffing longer or more intensely, signaling that they detected something different. At this moment, the trainer rewards immediately, beginning to associate this specific sample with reward. During weeks and months of repeated training, the German Shepherd learns that cancer samples have a characteristic odor that predicts reward. Gradually, specific signaling behavior is shaped. Some programs train dogs to sit next to the positive sample, others train to touch the sample with their paw. Some use passive indication behavior, where the dog simply freezes and stares fixedly at the sample. The choice of signaling behavior depends on program preferences and intended application. Passive behavior like sitting is preferred in many settings because it's unequivocal and easy to observe even from a distance. It also avoids contamination that could occur if the dog touched samples directly. As training progresses, German Shepherds are exposed to samples from different types of cancer to learn whether they should specialize in one type or generalize to multiple types. A dog being trained specifically for prostate cancer may eventually process hundreds of urine samples from patients with this specific condition in various stages of the disease. The dog learns that despite individual variations between patients, there is a common olfactory signature that defines prostate cancer. Alternatively, a dog being trained as a generalist cancer detector is exposed to samples from lung, breast, prostate, colorectal, ovarian, and other types, learning to recognize the common olfactory signature of malignancy independent of the specific organ affected. A critical aspect of training is teaching the German Shepherd to discriminate between cancer and other medical conditions that could produce confusing odors. Dogs are presented with samples from patients with infections, inflammations, autoimmune diseases, diabetes, and other non-cancerous conditions. Initially, many dogs make mistakes, falsely signaling for these confusing samples. When this occurs, the dog doesn't receive reward. With repetition, the German Shepherd refines their discrimination, learning specific olfactory characteristics that distinguish cancer from other abnormalities. This phase of training is particularly challenging and can take months to master completely. German Shepherds, with their exceptional intelligence, generally progress more quickly through this phase than less cognitively capable breeds. Trainers report that they can observe German Shepherds literally thinking through difficult discrimination problems. The dog may sniff a challenging sample multiple times, perhaps retreat and check again, carefully processing the sensory information before making a decision. This capacity for deliberate processing instead of impulsive response is a mark of superior canine intelligence and the reason why German Shepherds achieve such high accuracy rates. Some dogs even demonstrate consultation behavior, looking at their handler as if asking for confirmation before signaling in ambiguous cases, demonstrating sophisticated understanding of the task and awareness that their decisions have consequences. The training environment is carefully controlled initially, but gradually becomes more complex and realistic. First sessions occur in quiet and familiar rooms with minimal distractions. As competence increases, training moves to progressively more challenging environments, including rooms with other people present, areas with background noise, and eventually, real clinical environments with all the associated odors, sounds, and activities. German Shepherds demonstrate remarkable ability to generalize learning from controlled training environment to real-world settings, maintaining focus on the task despite significant distractions around them. The bond between the German Shepherd and their human handler is an absolutely essential component of success in medical detection. These dogs don't work only for material rewards like food or toys, although these are useful training tools. They work fundamentally because they want to please and collaborate with their human partners. A German Shepherd that has developed a strong bond with their handler will demonstrate extraordinary persistence in challenging tasks, will work even when tired, and will actively seek opportunities to work because interaction with the handler is intrinsically rewarding. Experienced handlers invest substantial time in bond-building activities, including play, exercise, obedience training, and simply spending quality time together. Communication between German Shepherd and handler during detection work is subtle and bidirectional. The handler learns to read the dog's body language with remarkable precision. Subtle changes in tail wagging speed, ear position, tension in neck and shoulder muscles, breathing pattern and eye movement provide constant information about the dog's internal state. An experienced handler can distinguish between a dog that is genuinely processing odors versus a dog that is distracted, bored, or anxious. Inversely, the German Shepherd reads the handler's body language and emotional state and can be influenced by the handler's tension, nervousness, or unconscious expectations. This is a phenomenon known as the clever hands effect that must be controlled through blind testing protocols. The physical work capacity of a detection German Shepherd is impressive but not unlimited. During a typical work session, the dog can process 50 to 100 samples while maintaining high accuracy. After that point, olfactory and mental fatigue begin to affect performance. Olfactory fatigue is a real phenomenon where olfactory receptors become temporarily less responsive after prolonged stimulation, similar to how our eyes need rest after staring fixedly at a computer screen for hours. Mentally, Maintaining intense concentration requires cognitive effort that is draining even for intelligent dogs like German Shepherds. Well-managed programs structure work days with multiple short sessions separated by rest periods instead of one long and exhausting session. Between work sessions, detection German Shepherds receive time for free play, exercise, and relaxation. Many programs include daily walks, playtime with other dogs, and recreational activities that are not related to work. This balance between work and leisure is crucial to maintain the dog's psychological and physical well-being throughout a career that can last 8 to 10 years. German Shepherds are dogs that thrive with structure and routine. A typical day for a detection dog might begin with a morning walk and feeding, followed by a 1-hour training session, a 2-hour rest period, a second work session, lunch and prolonged rest, a possible third short session at the end of the day, and finally afternoon exercise and relaxation time with the handler. The veterinary health of detection German Shepherds is meticulously monitored because any medical condition can potentially affect performance. Ear infections, dental problems, allergies, or even stress can diminish olfactory capacity or motivation to work. Veterinary exams are performed every 3 to 6 months, much more frequently than for typical companion dogs. Diet is carefully formulated to maintain ideal weight and provide optimal nutrition. Many German Shepherds have genetic predisposition to hip dysplasia, a condition where the hip joint develops abnormally, causing arthritis and pain. Responsible programs perform hip radiographs before starting intensive training to ensure that the candidate dog has healthy joint conformation that will allow comfortable work throughout the years. The individual personality of each German Shepherd profoundly influences their success in medical detection. Some dogs are naturally more focused and methodical, systematically sniffing each sample with deliberate attention before making a decision. Others are faster and more impulsive, making decisions quickly based on initial impressions. Neither style is necessarily better, although different programs may prefer one over the other. Methodical dogs may be more accurate, but process fewer samples per hour. Fast dogs process more samples, but may make more quick judgment errors. Skilled trainers adapt training methodology to the dog's individual personality instead of trying to force all dogs into the same mold. Some German Shepherds demonstrate what could be called extraordinary work ethic, even among their breed known for dedication to work. These individuals seem to genuinely love the detection process, demonstrating obvious excitement when work equipment is put on and showing reluctance to stop even after a long session. Other dogs are competent but less passionate, doing the work well, but clearly preferring playtime and relaxation. Interestingly, ultra-passionate dogs aren't always the best performers because they can become overstimulated and make errors from lack of calm. The best detection dogs are often those that balance enthusiasm for work with the ability to maintain composure and make careful judgments. The genetics of the German Shepherd play a crucial role in their cancer detection capability. Specific lineages within the breed demonstrate superior aptitude for olfactory work. Responsible breeders who focus on producing German Shepherds for work rather than just appearance for shows maintain detailed records of each animal's performance. Dogs that demonstrate exceptional detection capabilities are often used as breeding stock to transmit these characteristics to the next generations. Modern genetic studies are beginning to identify specific genetic markers associated with superior olfactory capacity, which in the future may allow even more precise selection of puppies with greater potential for medical detection work. The nervous system of the German Shepherd is especially adapted to process complex olfactory information. The olfactory bulb, the first processing station for odors in the brain, contains millions of specialized neurons that receive information from receptors in the nose. These neurons organize olfactory signals into patterns that represent different odors. The information then flows to multiple brain areas, including the olfactory cortex, amygdala, and hippocampus, where it is integrated with memory, emotion, and context. This complex neural network allows German Shepherds not only to detect odors, but also to categorize them, remember them, and associate them with specific meanings learned through training. The internal motivation of the German Shepherd is a factor that cannot be underestimated. These dogs possess what trainers call a natural work drive, an innate desire to have tasks to perform and purpose in life. Unlike some breeds that are perfectly happy lounging on the couch all day, German Shepherds genuinely need mental and physical work to feel fulfilled. This characteristic, selected over generations to create tireless herding dogs, makes them ideal for detection work that can be mentally demanding and requires sustained concentration. A well-trained German Shepherd sees detection work not as a tedious task, but as an engaging and satisfying activity. The adaptability of the German Shepherd to different work environments is remarkable. These dogs can function effectively in controlled training facilities, busy medical clinics, hospitals with multiple floors and departments, research laboratories, and even in field settings for community screening. Their ability to maintain focus on the task, independent of changes in the environment, demonstrates not only solid training, but also innate temperamental stability. German Shepherds are not easily startled by new environments or unusual situations, as long as they have been adequately socialized during development. Aging in detection. German Shepherds is a process that requires careful attention. As dogs age, their sensory capabilities naturally decline, although generally more gradually than in humans. An 8 or 9-year-old German Shepherd may still have olfactory capacity that vastly surpasses that of any human, but may not be as sharp as they were at 3 or 4 years old. Experienced handlers monitor their dog's performance over time, observing any declines that may indicate retirement is approaching. The decision to retire a detection dog is made considering not only physical capability, but also the animal's quality of life. The retirement of a German Shepherd from medical detection work requires careful planning. These dogs have spent years, sometimes a decade, actively working and having daily purpose. Sudden transition to sedentary life can be stressful. Responsible programs implement gradual retirement, slowly reducing work hours while increasing recreational activities. Many retired German Shepherds are adopted by their handlers, with whom they have developed deep bonds over years of working together. Others find homes with families who understand that these dogs need continuous mental stimulation and regular exercise even in retirement. Social interaction among detection German Shepherds is an often overlooked but important aspect. Although these dogs are trained individually and work one at a time, many programs house multiple dogs in the same facilities. German Shepherds are social animals that benefit from interaction with other dogs. Supervised playtime allows them to release energy, practice natural canine social skills, and simply have fun. This canine socialization contributes to overall psychological well-being and may even improve work performance by reducing stress and providing an outlet for natural behaviors. Variations in coat coloration of the German Shepherd do not affect their cancer detection ability. German Shepherds come in various colors, including black and tan, all black, sable, and other variations. While certain colors may be preferred in shows or by specific breeders, for medical detection work, coat color is irrelevant. What matters are olfactory capabilities, intelligence, temperament, and motivation to work. Detection programs select dogs based on performance and behavioral characteristics, not aesthetic appearance. The future of canine cancer detection will likely involve growing collaboration between German Shepherds and technology. Researchers are working on hybrid systems where dogs perform initial screening, identifying suspicious samples that are then analyzed by sophisticated electronic equipment for confirmation and additional characterization. This approach would combine the sensitivity of the canine nose with the specificity of instrumental chemical analysis. German Shepherds are also helping scientists identify exactly which chemical compounds indicate the presence of cancer, information that is being used to develop electronic sensors that may eventually replicate canine capability in portable devices.